Hello, this is Mr. Collier, and today we're finding equations of parallel lines. Okay, so in this first example, we've got a line here. The blue line is y equals 2x plus 1, and then we have another line which we don't know the equation for, this orange line, and we know it goes to this point 5, 4, and that's parallel to the blue line. Okay. So we don't know the equation of that line, but we can write it as y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, b is the y-intercept, and those are the two things we need to find the equation of the line. We need to find the slope and the y-intercept. So if we look at this line, okay, if we look at this line very carefully, we'll notice that the slopes of these lines are exactly the same. So this line has a slope of 2. So you go up 2 for every one you go right. And it's the same thing with the parallel line. Okay, so it's a slope of 2 for both of them. So we can rewrite the equation of the parallel line as y equals 2x plus b. And you should already know how to find the y-intercept of an equation of a line given a point and the slope. So we have a point on that line. The x value here is 5, and the y value here is 4, so we can substitute that into the equation, and we get 4 equals 2 times 5 plus b, and then we can solve for the y-intercept. So that's going to be 4 equals 10 plus b, subtract 10 from both sides of the equation, we get b equals negative 6. So there's your y-intercept. Our slope is 2, so our final equation is going to be y equals 2x minus 6. Okay? So notice that it has the same slope as the other line, but a different y-intercept. So parallel lines have the same slope, but a different y-intercept. Okay, let's take a look at these lines. So these equations of lines, we have 5 equations of lines. Which lines are parallel? Okay, so if we look at these lines, let's look at the first one. The slope is negative 2. And the second one, you might be tempted to say the slope is negative 3 because that's the coefficient of x. But it's not in y equals mx plus b form. So we need to change it to that form first so we can see what the slope is. So I can add 3x to both sides, and we get 4y equals 3x minus 8, then divide by 4, and then we get y equals 3/4 x minus 2. So we have, then we're going to have the slope is equal to 3/4. Okay, so let me put that in red. So the slope for the first line is negative 2. Slope for the second line is 3/4. They're not the same, so those two lines are not parallel. In the next equation, we have slope equals 3/4. So slope equals 3/4. So that means line, the second line and the third line are parallel. Let me number these: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so number 2 and number 3, they're parallel. If we look at the next equation, we have slope equals negative 2. Okay, so, and remember, the slope of the first line is negative 2, so 1 and 2 are going to be parallel. And the last one, let's find the slope for the last one. We're going to solve for y, so we can add x to both sides. We get 4y equals x minus 12. Divide by 4. We get y equals, that's a 4, not a y, 1/4 x minus 3. So your slope for the last line is m equals 1/4. 1/4. So that one is not parallel to any of the other lines. Okay, so if we want to look at the parallel lines, we can say lines 1 and 4 are parallel. Okay, lines 1 and 4 are parallel, and lines 2 and 3 are, 2 and 3 are parallel. That's the parallel line symbol. Okay, let's take a look at another example. So find the equation of the line parallel to this line, which passes through this point. Okay, no picture here, but if it helps you, we can make a little sketch. So this equation is going to look something like this, maybe. That's y equals negative 2/3 x plus 5. Okay, but we're not interested in that equation because we already have the equation for that line. We're looking at a parallel line. So it's going to have the same slope, but a different y-intercept, and it's going to go through this point, negative 6, 2. Okay, so the reason this line is given in the question is because it gives you the slope of the line that's parallel, the one that we're looking for. So we can start with the equation. Okay, y equals negative 2/3 x plus b. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus b, and substitute in this point. So for that point, the x equals negative 6 and the y value is 2. We'll sub that into the equation. 2 equals negative 2/3 times negative 6 plus b, and let's go ahead and solve this now. So you can do, this is like 6 out of 1, so you can do 6 divided by 3 or divide them both by 3 and you get 1 and 2, and then we just multiply. We get negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4 plus b, and then we subtract 4 from both sides. We get b equals negative 2. Okay, so that's the y-intercept, and we have the slope, so the equation of the line is going to be y equals negative 2/3 x plus, or plus negative 2, or you can just say minus 2. Okay, so that's our equation. So remember, parallel lines have the same slope, but a different y-intercept.